Always coughing in the intros nowadays. Wonder what that means. Let us continue. So, what lore did I leave off with? I had just one-shotted... Ah, thank you. The stream title came from Tactful Ogre. He said to call it this. Ogre is a beautiful person. Let's continue on our way. We're here in the Untended Graves. It's a lot like the Firelink Shrine, except there's no sky. And I believe the lore of this place is that this is basically a version of the Firelink Shrine that exists from before the Bell of Awakening was rung. Maybe we're in a version of Firelink Shrine that we're in a version of Firelink Shrine from when a period where the first flame needed to be kindled and a Lord of Cinder was needed. By the way, there are Black Knights here. Come here, you big dummy. Come here, you. Oh, I got healed by my message being raided. Excellent. I don't think we've seen that yet. What message did I get raided? Which one? One of these two. Yeah, far, far future or the far past. I sort of internalized it as past. Hello, Pat. Because of something we're going to get to. Although I suppose that also works for future. I'm much better at parrying these guys. There we go. Yes, hurrah for message. Hey, Hornet Ring. The last time you get the Hornet Ring in a Souls game, as I don't think it's in Dark Souls 2, you also get it from a grave with one of these swords on it. It's just that grave happens to be for one Artorias. It does exactly what you remember it doing. Lord's Blade Chiron? Siren? I don't think her name is ever said. 4 Knights of Gwyn, the First Lord. The masked Siren was the only woman to serve in Gwyn's 4 Knights, and her curved swords granted a swift death to all the enemies of the throne. In fact, we're going to use that, I think, because I don't want to top off my health, and there's more Black Knights to parry. So the reasons why the Black Knights might be congregating here, perhaps because this place and the kiln have a lot of the same visual elements. They might be related somehow. This place sort of looks like the kiln. There's the ash everywhere. And up here is the Chaos Blade. Chiron. The Chaos Blade, also what you remember it being. Hiltless from Demon Souls, returning in Dark Souls as Chaos Blade, returning in this game as Chaos Blade. A cursed sword of unknown origin, bearing uncanny streaks on its blade. Attacks also damage the wielder. The sword is not unlike a thing misshapen, granted life, but never welcome into this world. In other words, chaos itself. No real reference made to Quillag, which was the source of the Chaos Blade in Dark Souls. But it's the same weapon. It's a strong, powerful katana that does 20 damage to you whenever you hit something, I believe. As a Soul of a Crestfallen Knight. That's not what I named this stream. But what we're here for is to seek within and find the lore. Because inside, we find this. It's empty. But, you still say the same thing. Now, I think we have placed... I can check. Okay, we haven't placed any of our Cinders of a Lord yet. But if you had placed a Cinder of a Lord in any of these seats, they would not be here if you came here now. Which is why I thought that this would be in the far past. Because it's far enough in the past that, well, it's still in the same continuity where these guys are Lords of Cinder. Which I guess supports a future-y thing. But at the same time, their absence of the Cinder is notable. So this could be the future or the past. Little explanation is given of the Untended Graves. But there's some important items here. One is down here. Obviously, the first place you would check upon coming here would be the bonfire, which, the coiled sword is not here. But there's a fragment of a coiled sword here. And this is a useful item that's going to replace our homeward bone. Because this is a infinitely reusable homeward bone. Fragment of a coiled sword of a bonfire which served its purpose long ago. Returns the caster to the... yeah. Bonfires are linked to each other irreversibly, retaining their affinity long after their purpose is exhausted. So this could mean, again, either way. Either this is the fragment of the coiled sword that was here in the first place before you rescued it, or rescued the one from Udacity Gundar, or the one that you planted here afterwards, long after it has been destroyed. Yeah, if we're talking about past or future, one clue we might be able to have would be Champion Gundar's soul. Here we go. Once a champion came late to the festivities and was greeted by a shrine without fire and a bell that would not toll. But this is Champion Gundar. We don't have a thing for Udacity Gundar, I don't think. I think we can buy maybe his armor set now that we've killed him. So yeah, the time here is convoluted. The flow of time. We're down here. The body of our friend Londor Pilgrim is not here, nor of the Londor Priestess. Greyrat's stuff isn't here. No rug or anything. Neither is Carla. There's no raven feathers over here, where Cornix lived. Strange is that there is a lot of books and scrolls over here, which would be where the wizard would come if the wizard would talk to me, but the wizard would not talk to me, so he's not here. And of course we have our friend Huh? But what about our friend Arena of Karim? Surely she would be here too. And yet, I wonder. Huh, it's an illusionary wall, yes. Your knowledge of everything is what it is. They are illusionary walls. And here we have a dead old firekeeper. But not Arena. She wore white robes, although maybe after becoming a firekeeper at some point she dons black ones. We have the eyes of a firekeeper. Grant us eyes! Grant us eyes! A pair of dark eyes. Said to be the eyes of the first firekeeper, and the light that was lost by all firekeepers to come. It reveals to the sightless firekeepers things that they should never see. And these are why I think this is the far-flung past. Although that things are so similar to they are in the present is a bit odd. Eyes of the first firekeeper. I guess there's one place we could check to see if maybe there's some clue about this being the past or present. Is we can recall where Patches trapped us. Which was over here where Arena went after she became a firekeeper. We can't go in here. You can't interact with this door, but I could maybe... There's some gravestones in there, and there's a pile of something. I can just make out the forms of corpses. So we found the eyes of the first firekeeper, and presumably the body of the first firekeeper. But there's a lot of bodies of... This is the grave that they put the firekeepers in, and there appear to be plenty of them. So, a little column A, a little column B. But the other thing we're here for is somebody requested that in this version of Firelink, can you do a certain thing? Well, for one, the Tree of the Giant still works. You can still get giant seeds here. But you can't interact with this, and there is no ladder. You can kind of see where it was, but there's no ladder here. But this tree is still here. And indeed, this skip still works if you're not a dummy. Yep. Get some extra jump height. There we go. And up here, there is, of course, where the crows are at. But they're not here. There's no crow's nest. And the illusory wall, not here as well. The chest is there, but it's opened. Which I would take as evidence of this being the future, except the developers did not intend for you to get up here. At least I'm certain they weren't. You can also get over here, where you would get behind here where the crystal goblin was. I don't need clothes. I'm having fun. But there's no crystal gecko back here. I did it. Well, sure, I'll put some clothes on. Okay. And of course, we can go to the Shawn Braun Fire. It's the name of my new actor in Hollywood. And you can always use the Forever Bone we have access to now. Now, I could trade my new Forever Bone with the crows. They would give me a Titanite slab for it. Huh, it's an illusory wall. No, it's not. Oh, right. Oh, I'm a dummy. Yeah, let's go fight more Black Knights then. I completely forgot something I shouldn't have. But no, this was all on my plan. Because I wanted to farm more Black Knights. Everybody was in on the plan. This was a plan. Herald? Herald is underneath the jerky. It also has a big floppy head. I forgot to do the thing I was going to do. Which, of course, was to do this. Also, I don't need you. I might actually gain health. Nope, I have neutral health in this setup. I'm losing health very slowly. Come here, you. Now you. Okay, that managed to hit me from downtown. Well, I've also got the Sun Princess ring on. Which, the Sun Princess ring also regenerates health. I remember that jump. I should swap you, but after this. Where are you? Actually, wait. I'm dumb. Where's Chlorine? Okay. Yeah, Erethiel is very pretty. I think we're done with Erethiel, sadly. Wrong oath. Come here, you. How did I live through that? Won't live through this! Follow me! Follow me to my grave. Okay. Let's take off the hat and put on some armor. I just wanted to kill Black Knights again, and I ended up being greedy. You Sure, you. I want to go back to our classic look. Ooh. Here's a look and a half. Oh no, the boots stick out too much. Those are way too white. That's alright. I could use the rapier, but why would I? It's not very upgraded, and I can't buff it. Also, I'm not even sure if I can use it. I should just be hitting them. And parrying them like that. Okay, come here, you. Oh, there goes like 100,000 souls. I'm not going to work out at church anymore. That wouldn't be right. That's the wrong video game for working out in church. Although, if I leveled up some, I could maybe use the Dragon Slayer Great Axe. And that would be fun. Or Dragon Slayer Axe. The lure of me dying so much is that I've played so much Dark Souls that I can't have fun with it anymore unless I'm doing something stupid. So I'm always just doing something really stupid, even though there's no reason to be here. I should just run past these guys, but I want to parry them, because I've been parrying things the entire stream. And that's how I enjoy myself. I admit it's irrational. What are you doing, you little crazy? I'll get the Black Knight set later. Because the one thing I forgot about was this. I'd claim to be best at parries if this was Dark Souls. Got the Blacksmith Hammer. Serves as a strike weapon, but also excels at plus. Of course, the hammer's true potential is realized at the hands of a blacksmith. It looks nice. It's not really much of a weapon, though. It was so important that I consider my hammer for a few seconds. And of course, the other thing here.
Well, fancy that. A lost lamb wandereth in, with nary a peep from the bell. Well, thou shouldst my purpose know. What can this old handmaid provide thee?
Purchase, item. She sells most of the same stuff she does before, except she also sells the Wolf Knight set, which is just Artorias' set. The Twilight Blue tassel is damp and will ever remain so. Vanquished Knight left behind only Wolf's Blood. Ah, the good blood guide you, and his legacy of duty. The undead Legion of Farron was formed to bear his torch, and the armor of these Abyss Watchers suggests their own eventual end. Tainted by the dark of the Abyss. So you can buy the Artorias set here. Dino DNA. And of course, the most important thing here is the Priestess Ring. Increases faith. In Lothric, the High Priestess has long been considered one of the 3 pillars of the King's rule. High Priestess was also served as the prince's wet nurse. We've met the High Priestess. We killed her. And she looks a lot like this lady. I'm going to buy her ring.
Best not tarry long.
And the reason this ring is important is because it's a way of increasing our faith. 5 whole points of faith. Man, can you imagine what we could possibly do with that?
Well, thou'rt exceeding lost indeed. What can this old handmaid provide thee? To skirt the curse's grasp, tarry not for long. 'Tis dark for now, and not a soul stirs. But remember, fires are known to fade in quiet. Or perhaps thou'rt captive already, like the poor girl.
That's all she says.
To skirt the tarry not is dark for now, and not a soul. Or perhaps thou'rt captive already, like the best not tarry long.
I assume the poor girl she means is this one over here. The one who we got the eyes of the Firekeeper from. What the old lady is saying, I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps thou art captive already. And Emma was some kind of manifestation? Maybe. Although when I killed Emma, she just died. It's hard to say. I always thought the Shrine Handmaid was an old Firekeeper, because if you look, she doesn't have eyes. So the lore here is confusing, not straightforward, and interesting. There's a lot of lore to unpack in these here places, kids. What should I put on instead of this? Obviously. And now we can leave. So yes, that is what is in that area of the video game. And I think now we have a couple different options. Well, first, do you have anything to say?
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire.
We have the option of giving her the eyes of a Firekeeper now.
Ashen One, may I pose thee a question? Has the little Lord Ludleth spoken to thee of any curious matters? I sense that he possesseth some knowledge of a thing once most precious, almost terrible, now lost to the Firekeepers. Pray tell, is it a matter of which I should be apprised? Ashen One has us of a thing. Pray tell. Farewell, Ashen One.
So she's saying maybe Ludleth have told us about something that the Firekeepers have lost at some point, which we now know by going to the Untended Graves. Is there eyeballs? Let's ask him. Hey, Grandpa!
Ah, found her, did we? And the black eyes that shimmer within, I see. 'Tis as if it were but yesterday. We did all we could to spare her from them. Much has happened since. Mayhap I should apprise thee of what the thin light of these eyes might reveal to the eyeless Firekeeper. Scenes of betrayal, things never intended for her ken, visions of this age's end. The eyes show a world destitute of fire, a barren plain of endless darkness, a place born of betrayal. So I willed myself Lord to link the fire, to paint a new vision. What is thine intent? The eyes.
So,
Now.
I think that pretty much gives more support to the idea that the Untended Graves were a long time ago. Because at that point, apparently what happened to the Firekeeper was enough to make Ludlith force himself to become a Lord of Cinder. Which, of all the Lords of Cinders, he's the only one here willingly, and he's the only one who is incomplete. It seems like he only mostly survived the transformation into a Lord of Cinder. But not totally. And he did it for the Firekeeper.
Aha, so.
And he did it to fight away from the Age of Darkness. And we did get some stuff we can read about. We got Yorm's Great Machete. Great Machete wielded long ago by the Yorm the Giant. Once slumbered upon the front lines with a great shield, but one day, in place of his shield, a left-hand notch was added to his machete, enabling the smashing technique that would become his legacy of his later years. We have Yorm's Great Shield. Risked everything and fought unflinchingly as a one-man vanguard. Following the loss of the one he wished to protect, he forsook his shield. We never know who he wished to protect, but it was someone, apparently. And then we have this! Gundar's Halberd! Halberd of Champion Gundar, received when he was charged with his duty. This cast-iron old halberd has the power to break plus, and is said to never crumble, seeming to suggest that Gundar was fated to eternal service from the beginning. And indeed, it has very high durability. Actually, I believe there's another item we could make with Gundar's soul. Yeah, here we go. Prisoner's Chain. Portion of a steel chain used to restrain Gundar. Gain vigor, endurance, and vitality, but take extra damage. A prisoner is one who staked everything on a belief, a proclivity most apparent in the greatest of champions. What the hell Gundar was is not especially clear. At some point he was forced into being an eternal judge of unkindled ash that would be the first test people who would link the fire would have to face. Maybe that's why there's so many, so many corpses around. I'm not entirely sure how much extra damage you take from this. I would guess 10 or so %. I know Ogre, who has recently done a level 1 run of the entire game, made heavy use of the ring because it gave you the vigor and endurance to, actually be able to do things. Is that all we got? I think everything else we've seen. But why the invisible wall? Why the illusionary wall after King Osiros brings you to Untended Ash? I have no idea.
Ah, well.
But speaking of, here we go. Gundar, modeled after a former king. Ancient Helm. Gundar, or the Belated Champion, was bested by an unknown warrior. He then became a sheath to a coiled sword in the hopes that someday the first flame would be linked once more. The unknown warrior was us.
Ashen One, be sure to bring...
Anyways, somebody's using Fume Ultra Great Sword. I believe we can either go to Archdragon Peak, or we can go hang around the Painted World of Ariandel. But more than what I should do is go clean up the Dragon Barracks. Yeah, we might have ruined the Gundar's chances of linking the fire by killing him. Although the fact that the fire was already not linked by the time it happened might have meant that he was already late. Let's grease up. And then continue. Did I get the item over here? I did not, because the last time I was here, I ran away from everything. Hey, what's up? Okay. It's Great Lance! And what'd you drop? A large shard. I do need those. It's not quite what it was in Dark Souls 2, but this is still a fine weapon. Used for jousting. Horses. Require tremendous strength and dexterity to be handled by a mere foot soldier. No reference to Geist Steel in this version, so who knows. Hello, Andy. Just make the unknown Bayokos in Discord, and I'll be able to see them. How about that? So the reason I came back here was actually I should probably come over here. Dang it! Because there's treasures abound over here that I didn't. Well, I'm about to die. There's a guy up there throwing anti-healing juice at me. Geist Steel. It's new action movie star. It's Guy Steel. Also known as Guy Steel. Yeah, because there's items here I did not get, because the last time we were here, I ran from everybody. Oh, dang it. I'm dead. What if this area is actually hard and I'm not giving it the attention it deserves? Maybe. It's been a long day. Man, I've only been going for 40 minutes. Feels a little longer than that. Obviously what this means is I need more faith. I shouldn't have lost all those souls. If I still had them, I could regain my faith. Okay. I'm getting large shards. I do need those. Although really what I need is chunks. Oh, these guys can drop chunks. Amazing. Man, what would I even do with strength? Why would I to what end would I possibly use strength? Like what? Use a better shield? Maybe equip a weapon? Hog's Wallop. I don't need a weapon to have a good time. Strength is for godless heathens. Okay, I got a crossbow. Titan no chunk. Yeah, but the shield of 1? That would be like 6 whole levels. Man, why would I want to put 6 whole levels into not faith? This armor set is actually from the future, because it's Prince Lothric's robe, and we haven't gotten to him yet. Destined to be a Lord of Cinder, was cherished by the royal family despite being born into illness, a frail and shriveled child. His swaddled clothes were made of aged, coarse cloth used in ancient prayer, and were all he has ever worn. Baby clothes made of burlap. That's what this youngin' had. And now we got Can Opener Boy. Who's got ninja rolls, even though he's a big fat thing. And Dolly. You! Oh, didn't die. Dropped a large shard. Yeah, being round makes rolling easy. It's the Ziegmeyer. Isn't there a thing around here? That's what I thought. As we've got an odd picture here of one of the Angel Knights. Sort of Rubenesque. Not really. More like, shit, who is the guy? Goya. Kind of black painting-ish. We have some useless items up here. That's not quite what I would call a dragon. It's, something, though. We got the... Where's it at? Here we go. Winged Knight Armor. Armor of the Winged Knights, named for their appearance, who swore themselves to the angels! Worship of the divine messengers was viewed as heresy in Lothric and unrecognized by any of the 3 pillars of rule. This is believed to be why Gertrude, the heavenly daughter, was imprisoned in the lofty cell of the Grand Archives. There's some references made throughout the game to Gertrude, the heavenly daughter, who I assume was a daughter of Lothric, a princess, but there was something about her that made her illegitimate. I'm not sure what. Oh. Plus there's that. Not sure what that means. You know how the whole sun is turning into a dark sign? It's not ominous at all. Remarkably bright out there for having been an eclipse. Is it a Berserk reference? Does like this happen when the apostle thing happens? I don't like Berserk at all, so I never kept up with it. I killed one of the dragons, so this one must have stopped breathing fire. So let's go see about killing the other dragon now. Oh no! Well, that was kind of fun. Before we deal with that, we gotta deal with these boys, though. I fear you not, vile dragon. Maybe I should, though. Man, you nasty. There we go. I don't know why it auto-loots a Titanite chunk and then drops a large shard. That's very odd. Yeah, that's a odd thing, is that the dragons also have the pus of man in them. Attunement would be a reasonable thing to do. I have 3 slots right now. It's just Sacred Oath takes up 2 of them. I could always use more juice. Might carry around, yeah, Gnawing or Great Lightning Spear. We're not done yet, though. Idiot! Getting all these raw gems. Full of raw power. Because down here we have a friend. Hi! How somebody's screaming. Wow. I think most of these are real. It might be the ones over here that's a mimic. No, these are all real. At least I'm pretty sure they are. We get some twinklers. Some more twinklers. You're real, right? I can't see the chain on this one very well. Nope, they're just making sure you've got mats. Oh, and the Spirit Tree Crest Shield, which I think is the Lightning Crest Shield. Yeah, Lightning Crest Shield. In effect, the Lothric Knight Shield is the Lightning Crest Shield because you can get it way earlier, but this is the actual Lightning Crest Shield. Enchanted Blue Shields. The Spirit Tree Crest greatly reduces lightning damage. Okay, there's some stuff going on in the zoo. Over here we got to, though. Oh, now we've got a new Daredevil. He's buffing up. So the trick with Lothric Knights, as always, is to try attacking. Although, this asshole's going to get close enough for the heal to hit. Well, I was dumb. That was real dumb of me. Oh, that was real dumb of little old me. I wanted to have fun, and the game said no. You should not be using a medium shield that way. Oh, I've been doing it oh so wrong this entire time. But I wanted to have fun. You know, like do the video games thing and have fun. I thought if it worked right, that would look like really friggin' cool. But it didn't work right, so I looked like a dummy. I haven't got down here yet. There's plenty of items down here. I gotta go get my bloodstain, though. In fact, I could use some more souls. I guess if I really wanted to have souls, I could equip this. I could upgrade my strength to use the shield of wand. That would let me have souls. You don't get to live. That guy is a screamer. So is that guy, but I think if I just don't get close to him, he won't turn into a goopy monster. There's a betrayal coming up that... Oh, I've already been here. I came here and killed the goblin, I guess. There's more guys going to pop up from behind me. That guy doesn't see me, though, because he's a big dummy. Have I gotten this guy's item? I have not. What if, instead of fighting you, I died trying to get the sniper crossbow up here that I would never use? I tried. I don't think I ever screamed a lot. That's not really my online persona. It's off-brand for me to scream at video games. I might have gotten grumpy, though, I admit. I can get a little grumpy when I get impatient. Especially when I was here without the means to defend myself. Oh, I'm gonna die again. But I got the crossbow this time. Yeah! My plan worked. I have to get the lore from the sniper crossbow, and then I have to go get my souls back. Let's look at the sniper crossbow. Used by Carib snipers. The linky base makes aiming difficult, and accurate usage requires trained and dexterous hand. That's it. The sniper crossbow is used in Karim, because Karim is where the bad people are at. But not the Londor bad people. Those are different bad people. So let's go get my souls. Kill me. Actually, wait, if I kill you, I can probably just sit down. There we go. Well, my goal was accomplished. So now I just have to keep going. And we're going to play smartly, and we're going to play good. And there's absolutely no reason for me to go this way because I unlocked the shortcut and I should just be using that. But I came here because there were items here I did not yet achieve ownership of. And now I'm going to. Wow, how'd that kill me? That second strike was way stronger than the first one. Man, these greatsword guys don't fuck around. Yeah, I think our character's not that juicy. E-leverage? Counter damage? 13 demons? Is that anything like 13 ghosts? Because that's a terrible movie. I like these headless statues. They sort of remind me of myself, except I don't even have a head I can hold. Alright, we gotta go to Loreiorrrrr Castle. And from here we can go to Oh, 13 Ghosts, so it is a terrible movie. Actually, I'm going to stop at this bonfire. Because I need to make a change of equipment. This will be better for this. A stone plate ring I forgot. Is it lightning stone plate ring? Well, if I can go... I think I kind of remember where it's at, but I can get there from this side. Yeah, I think I remember where it's at. I can get to it from this side, though. Magic stone plate? I thought magic stone plate was in the Archives, although maybe not in this game. Or any game, really. Guess it would make sense for it to be there. I've done... Oh, man, see that load? I've done this area so backwards. I've kind of keeps it hard to keep track of what I'm doing. From this angle, I should not have to fight Mr. Creamberry Boy, though. Okay. Now, Mr. Creamberry Boy is not buffed to get charged. Okay, remember what we learned about Lothric Knights. Try attacking. That was a backstab somehow. So I switched to Dark Blade because some upcoming enemies are actually weaker, actually pretty lightning resistant. These guys probably are. You. Try attacking. What buff is on these guys? I think they have a buff similar to Sacred Oath. Yeah, there's an item over here I forgot. It's just an imby. Huh. Yeah, there's plenty of summon signs. Now, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. I think that I've gotten everything from around here. The stone plate ring. I missed it up to Osiris then, 'cause that's where it's at. I'll have to go get it. I think, yeah, it's because I ran past the guy who drops it. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. I never killed him. There's just an item over here. Just some more generic crap to make sure you have all the stuff you need. I should probably go upgrade my talisman. It's RTSR, everybody! They didn't put it in the beginning of the game this time, so no one uses it. Tear of the morning of the morning of the goddess Kytha, and of course, tears are always more beautiful near death. Red Tearstone Ring is, of course, a very good item if you've the guts to use it. But if you don't, there's always Lloyd's sword plate or whatever ring, which is also for a fine item. And here we have Kytha's Chime, a thing from Dark Souls 2. Chime blessed by Kytha, goddess of tears, rare even amongst Karim clerics. Affected by intelligence, a rare thing for miracle catalysts, it is also agreeable with miracles that lean towards the dark. Its existence is concealed in the name of the Archbishop, as it is anathema. So the way this thing works is that dark miracles benefit from intelligence. Up to a cap of 45. That's it. Actually, since it was brought up that I'm missing the spell plate ring, I will go get it. Because why not? At this point, I shouldn't be forced to fight more than one of them at a time, which should make things easier. I can also try ranged battle. I'll keep Sacred Oath and trade off Dark Blade for... Lightning Stick is a fun spell. But I want to see how these guys react to Doris's gnawing. Where's my ring at? Here we go. Prepare the damages. You. Oh, and I even got his armor. I'm gonna kill this guy for revenge. I should just be double healing. Will you follow me into the boss fight room? Sure won't. You're stupid. Raka! How many chunkos am I sitting on? 12? Let's get our Dark Blade back. Let's go back to Firelink Shrine. Because I can upgrade a new talisman. I probably should have just went for Canvas Talisman instead of Cleric Sacred Chime, but you know what? I didn't. Okay, it's now better than Cleric Sacred Chime. By a whole 3 points. You can also start upgrading Saintry Belvine. It's 25 points worse. But much faster.
Right.
So when speed is the need, I can swap to my Saintry Belvine. Also want that Dark Blade back. I could go for Deep Protection and like use... Or not you. Or maybe keep Doris's gnawing around. Deep Protection is worse than Sacred Oath. But it's still good. But I don't think in the next fight I'm going to be using Deep Protection. So I want Sacred Oath. You there!
Very well then.
I think I want more green and more red, but I'm only going to get more green right now.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Could go for some more blue at some point. I want Lothric Castle. Faster caster with the Master Blaster. Man, I never played Master Blaster though. I've seen people play it. I don't see what the point is. Seems very okay. Feeling like tonight's going to be a bit of a shorter stream. I'll poke my head into the next area, and then we'll probably call it. Don't need you, don't need you. I do actually want to get more souls from this. And I do think I want my buffs to last longer. Everything else is good to go. Probably attunement would be a good idea, but I've commonly been finding that one of my issues has been running out of stamina. I don't really need a fourth spell slot. And the way it's been going, my magic has basically been getting me where I need to go. So I feel pretty confident that stamina is something I want. A heavy atmosphere of Tuesday hangs in the air, and yet it's only one day. So we've been all the way over there, and we've done all that stuff. The only thing left is this big spooky fog door. I guess I can ember up and look at the stuff here. Where's everybody at, though? Can summon Ceres because she's our knight. Where's our boy Igon at? I thought we could summon Igon for this fight. I can summon Nora, Sullen Ash for this fight. He's in the chapel. Why would he be hiding in the chapel? Here he is. It's Igon of Karim. I'll summon him. I'll summon Ceres too. Come here, Igon. You guys want to show me any fun dances or anything? No? He's going to stand around dumb? I have a special item for dealing with this situation. Later, idiots. Now, this boss is actually rather hard, but I benefit from long experience fighting this kind of enemy. So don't be surprised if I make this guy look like a chump. Rolled right into that one. Up here comes the actual danger. Don't get hit by that. Have you fired your fuck-off beam before dying? Hey, that's no fair. I guess I would have died if I wasn't embered. But here's the most egregious example of something in the entire game. We sit down here, yeah. I'm going to swap back to Lightning Blade. Good job, we got a bonfire. Now, there's going to be a lot of messages here saying try to jump, because people like to jump on this railing, but really I just came down here for this. That's all that's down here. Okay, we just got a bonfire, remember? Just got a bonfire. Oh, what's this? Why, it's a bonfire. Man, I can't believe I was forced to walk so far. Yep, they put a bonfire after each boss religiously, even if there's a bonfire about 50 yards away. So I'm going to spend these souls, and then I think we're going to call it a stream. Bit earlier tonight, but I'm going to ship the host off to Slyo 9. Spend our souls. Get a little bit of red, get a little bit of green. And then we'll be focusing on blue next.
Farewell, Ashen One.
And I think that's going to be it for tonight. So, thank you for joining me, everyone. As we cleaned up Lothric Castle and looked at the Untended Graves. What about Aigon? I guess I can go look at Aigon. That won't take very long at all. This is always how this goes, is I go to end, and then we're like, wait a second, there's one more thing I could look at, and then I end up streaming for another hour. I'm a little bit tired, but I won't hold that against anybody, least of all me. So that thing I was trying to show off a million billion years ago, where there's some unspoken relationship between Aigon and Dragon Slayer armor, and how Aigon no longer has to watch over Irina. A repeated thing in Souls games is that once characters are removed from their compulsion, they have their main responsibility robbed of them, or they complete it. They tend to die and be done with it. I guess that never happens to the player character, because the player character's goal is a long one. Whereas we've seen, I guess we've seen Aigon accomplish his goal now, which was to serve the Lady Irina until he was no longer needed. We saw Siegmeyer finish his goal of making Yorm the Giant finish his promise. Then we see people who were unable to have their goals made, which were, you know, I guess we killed one of them. We killed two of them. There was Horus the Hushed and, what's his name? Henri. And now we have Morn. Morn! Hey, people. The formed great shield given to Aigon of Karim upon being confirmed to knighthood. The woman's face that protects Aigon is actually that of his sister, some years his senior. Offer a gentle prayer to the shield, causing the woman's face to give a low moan and attract enemies. Moaning shield is very, very odd, but it's a very powerful shield if you've the strength to use it. And then we had the item that was the highest strength requirement in the game to use, Morn's Great Hammer, demonstrating outstanding strength and unwavering faith, decorated with a warding charm, the Karim Temple imbued with the twisted rage of the Apostle Morn. This is very much Grant from Dark Souls, if you liked Grant a lot. Only it's like a gargoyle instead of a weird metal thing. I always really wanted Grant to just be a big metal fist, but they did not do it that way. I guess one more thing. We can look at Morn's armor and the Dragon Slayer set. Grandma, help me. Where's the Dragon Slayer? Here's Morn's set. Unusual helm bestowed upon the Knights of Karim. Modeled on Morn, the Archbishop's apostle, this helm is of perfect likeness of the stone heads that lining the cathedral. So I guess there's a disciple of the Archbishop who is a gargoyle. And dedicate an entire career to attending a single maiden, just as Morn served one goddess alone. Unique mineral resembling stone. It's not stone, but it resembles it.
Ashen one.
Can we not get the Dragon Slayer armor yet, or do we get that from the DLC? It might not have been a main game item.
Ashen.
We'll see. We'll get it from the DLC later. You. We of course have the Dragon Slayer Great Axe. Melted iron great axe that once formed part of the Dragon Slayer armor, thickly imbued with the power of lightning. Used a skill to draw upon techniques used to slay the archdragons. I guess Dragon Slayer armor was around, was maybe old enough to have killed dragons. And then we have the Dragon Slayer Great Shield. Melted iron shield that once formed part of the fire protection of lightning, which the Dragon Slayer commanded as his own. And its skill has faint echoes of the Dragon Slayer's own fighting style. What exactly the Dragon Slayer armor was, we're never really made sure. And one more thing. There was a spell, I don't think it's in reference to who you might think it was in reference to. We picked up this spell a long time ago, but I've never had cause to use it. Lightning Stake. Let's go outside and try it out. Maybe I'm locked inside because the fog wall still hasn't lifted. It's Lightning Stake. I believe it creates like a thing of lightning around you. Lost Dragon Slaying Miracle. This tale describes the lost practice of ancient dragon slayers who found that in order to pierce the dragon's scale, lightning should not be hurled as a bolt, but rather thrust as a stake directly into the dragon's hide to be truly effective. Let's see what it does to some plain old assholes. You. Guess what? It's an AoE spell. Pretty powerful. Yeah, it's hard to say. The Dragon Slayer armor might have been some kind of golem. We'll find out more about that way, way later, if I ever even do that. I don't know how long this lore stream is going to go. If I'm just going to play the base game, we're going to do the DLCs as well. Anyways, finally but finally, it's good night, everyone. Good night, everyone time. If you like this stream, consider following. If you really like the stream, consider subbing. I have the Numbiyoko, which I can, I guess, make show up on the stream somehow. I can do that by doing, I don't know. Just look at my Twitch chat and you'll see it. Is Jin still streaming? If so, we'll find out. I'll send the host over to him if he's still going. Playing some Super Metroid Randomizer, I believe, so get your hats ready for that. Thank you for joining, and good night.